Good evening, everybody and anyone. Welcome to another awesome broadcast here on Star Esports Live. It's another event or another game of the Overwatch All-Star Brawl number 3. We've been doing this for a while, so shout out to Star Esports for continuing to put these on. I'm Twess, gonna be taking you through some of the games tonight, but as always, I can't do this by myself. I'm joined by the awesome Shy Guy. How you doing tonight, Shy?
I'm doing incredible. I'm excited to get back into this event. We had some fantastic games last week. Getting through the first round, and now we're moving on up through the upper bracket here tonight, and you know it's going to be good.
Yeah, starting to get a little bit deeper. We got 2 games tonight, so make sure you stick around after the broadcast tonight when we're going to have another game later this evening. But Shy, our first game going to be Team 2 versus Scion eSports. Have you gotten to see Team 2 at all? I know last week me and you got together to check out Scion eSports versus Magna. Have you seen Team 2 at all?
This will be the first opportunity that I get to see Team 2 take the field here, and you know I think they are gonna have their hands cut up, or their work cut out for them here tonight. Have their hands full.
Yeah, hopefully they don't have their hands cut out, because then they can't play Overwatch. That would just be disastrous.
Indeed it would, but they are gonna have a tough time tonight. I think in terms of their opponent. Scion eSports last week came out with what I thought was a pretty big upset, taking down Magnetera with the 3-0. We got to be along for the ride on that one. They impressed us so much, so I have high expectations now for Scion going forward, but Team 2 is still a little bit of a mystery to me.
Yeah, and they won last week in Week 1 3-0 as well against Six Guns, another team I'm currently not familiar with, as we get to learn some more of these teams as we go through. But another solid 3-0 from Team 2, so could be coming out swinging tonight. I know we saw some big players from Scion eSports last week. The 2 that I remember specifically were Cohesion on that big DPS player, and Supreme actually is the one that I remember coming out with some of those sick Ana plays and good support stuff last week as well. So yeah, man, Team 2, you're not kidding, though. Their hands are getting cut off, and they've got their cut work out for them, trying to get in here and take a game off of Scion. But I think it should be a good one, man. I think we got a good night ahead of us. Got a couple good matches, and coming through the winners bracket here. So, yep, round 2 of this tournament that'll be going on all October long. Hope you guys at home are ready for some awesome Overwatch content. Our first map tonight is going to be Nepal, so we're going to be going to that control point map. Got best of 3. Well, yeah, best of 3. Just thinking I was incorrect on my ordering there, but should be a pretty good one. You got anything that you're expecting to see off of Scion, since we had a little bit of view from him last week? Any kind of strats that you remember that we're going to be seeing tonight?
I mean, you already touched on Supreme Planiano. You know, that off meta support pick right now is actually, I think, a huge testament to his ability on that hero to be able to make it work in a meta where Ana is not the most viable, you know, healing pick at the moment. Moira kind of the dominant flex support at you know right now. So to see him being able to make that work, it opens up a lot of things for Scion eSports. You know, they like to play a lot with Pharah, you know, Cohesion picking up that hero and making it work. In Nepal, gonna be a pretty good opportunity for him to break that one out.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, was it Jellies last week that we saw on Lucio get a couple of huge environmental plays as well on Nepal? Because I think we went through Nepal last week against Magna, and I think it was Jellies, PMA Jellies, that was playing some big Lucio plays, if I remember correctly.
I believe you are correct. The main support there for Scion eSports also coming up clutch. I mean, last week, let's be honest, the entire team came out of that match, you know, smelling fresh as a daisy. They were, you know, looking great. Everybody playing up to a really high level. So nothing but praise across the board for Scion eSports so far. But now we're getting to the stage of the tournament where things start to get a little bit tougher. You know, as we narrow things down, you only get to go up against those teams that continue winning. So, you know, the road only continues to get harder.
Yeah, the hill's going to get steeper as they go. Team 2 as well, one that we are not familiar with, at least between the 2 of us. I know we've got some fans out there that have already been in the chat a little bit trying to talk them up. So we got somebody out here watching for them, and hope to be excited for that. But yeah, man, they're trying to make their name known at the Star Esports organization, man. And they went 3-0 last week. So I don't think we're going to see another 3-0. I feel like if we see another 3-0, it'll be some sort of miraculousness happening from one side or the other, because I can't imagine that these two teams are going to not take a game off each other.
Yeah, you know, we you see that a lot in the first round of these tier 3 tournaments. You know, the opening rounds, they pit our highest rated teams against our lowest, and there's sometimes a disparity there, but hopefully that starts to kind of fall by the wayside as we continue to progress, as these teams perhaps get a little bit more familiar with each other, you know, potentially get the opportunity to look at a VOD or two of your opponents and, you know, see what you are up against should lead to some competitive matches here tonight.
Yeah, I think that's also an awesome point to touch on, Shai, is that in the tier 3 community especially, you don't always know the team. Sometimes you've been around the community for a little bit, teams start to make a name for themselves, maybe even some players that you remember that you've gone up against in the past and they've swapped teams back and forth. But when you keep staying in the same organization, and Star Esports shout out has been doing such a good job about getting most, if not all, of the matches on stream, it allows players to go back and check out all those VODs and rewatch all the different strategies and see who they're up against, maybe before they even touch them in the bracket. And so I think that's a really powerful educational tool for players, and I think it'll be really cool to see how that progresses, as you've said a couple times, going through the rest of this bracket here. So
absolutely. Well, it looks like we are just about ready to get underway here on Nepal. It's going to be Shrine to start us off here tonight, and nothing too surprising coming out on either side. Kind of standard picks across the board from everybody.
We mentioned it in the pregame, though. Supreme rocking that Ana, a little bit off meta pick, but for terms of Scion, man, something that they were strong with last week. So let's see what he can do again.
And will Team 2 be able to punish them a little bit for that pick? So far, it's just Cohesion going in here, the Doomfist trading damage.
Yeah, Cohesion getting some great uppercuts right now. Already at 75%. Goes and gets a pick on the Nick as well. So that could be the big opportunity here. It's a 65 to start, and there goes the rest of the kill feed for Scion. Take Me League and Cohesion, the two DPS players here, just going to clean up the rest. But that was off the back of Cohesion's pick. Already has the Meteor Strike up and running, and they capture the first point. Huge opening push for Scion.
Well, I mean, you mentioned it earlier. He was getting the nice damage even before that pick came in, and it forces cooldowns out from Team 2. They have to commit resources to repelling Cohesion, and it leaves them a little bit vulnerable. Nick going down first, and then they all get swarmed.
Yep, and Cohesion going back into the back lines again. Here comes the Meteor Strike, almost to save himself, almost completely gets picked off right there, but somehow he lives. Going to drop the damage onto everybody in the middle right there, but they're going to take a trade off of Scion, as Wannabe on the Doomfist on the side of Team 2 gets a pick. CJ with the Coalescence going to start clean.
Absolutely. And point. Yeah, we get an opportunity here for a little bit of stall. P-Mel Jelly's going down at the tail end of the fight. And now Team 2, they regain control. They have to commit some strong resources to do that. But ultimately, they're pretty happy with that fight. They played it perfectly, allowed Scion to kind of overextend and then punish them for the aggression.
Yep. Yeah, I think you cut me off, and I'm glad, Shy. I think my internet was having a little bit of troubles there. I think I stuttered out for about 5 full seconds and missed the end of that fight, unfortunately. But
well, we're all
able to take it. Here comes the Flux from Cowman on Scion, going to try to open up a doorway a little bit. Didn't really hit very many players with that, though, so it doesn't really open up too much right there. The canister is down from Nitch, so the damage is going to be coming out huge from Scion right here. Cohesion able to get the first pick onto the Orisa on the side of Team 2. Devil will go down. Gets a second one right there onto Moira, and now Reaper going to come in for the side of Scion as well and start cleaning up house. Wannabe was in the fight, middle of that fight right there, trying to do all he could on the side of Team 2, but it wasn't enough, and the retake should be happening here. About 50% though, so a good retake and decent hold from Team 2, but Scion is able to recapture.
Yes, but Team 2 about to be pushing back in here with ults to spare going into this next fight. They're taking this high ground approach, coming in carefully, don't want to get picked off by either of these DPS waiting in the wing.
Yeah, Take Me League really stealthy right there. A great halt from Orisa, though, pulls them both off, and now the canister from Devil will come down as big damage going to be for Scion, the opportunity to retake. And this will be a huge retake if they can do this quickly here. Only going to be about 70% right now for Scion. Meteor Strike comes down from Cohesion, going to knock that extra damage boost out in the background there. And Nick going to get the first pick as Cohesion overextends just a little bit. PG1, Flux getting a kill onto his doppelganger Cowman. That's 3 down for Team 2 now. The retake should be happening any time here from Team 2. As we get to about 85%. Another back and forth fight. Beautifully played from these teams, Shy.
And the tug of war continues here as the stall coming in from Scion is going to be enough to get them up above 90% once this flip comes in. They might even hit 99. P-Man Jelly's buying so much time at the moment before scampering away and getting out safely. How does that happen?
He was wall riding like a madman right there. The roller skates were on full boost, man, as he was all over the place. Gets them all the way up there. And this is a huge opportunity for Scion now, because if they win this fight, that's going to be game. If Team 2 can't stutter back in here, Cohesion gets a nice opening pick. Nick gonna try to get the Blossom off there, but only takes down the Orisa. A couple more coming out for the DPS on Scion. Now the return from Take Me League on the Reaper. Gonna be able to finish off that Magic Mate Ball. And just like you said, that huge percentage hold from PMA Jellies is gonna get them the win right here.
Absolutely. I mean, it ensures that Team 2 not going to be able to come back in for any kind of overtime stall, any kind of recontest at the tail end there. It means that Scion, they just get to throw the nano boost onto Cohesion, and let him do work. They did that twice there on Nepal. That's how they got both of their retakes, was just letting Cohesion go in with the nano boost with no fear at all, and find an opening pick and get things rolling for Scion.
Yeah, and I think that all kind of came off the back of that first just starting fight. We saw them win that first fight very handily. Just Cohesion went in there, did a ton of damage, a lot of chip damage, got himself a meteor strike after the first fight, and they took the point first. I think if Team 2 would have been able to take the point first, it could have been a completely flip-flop match there, as they would have traded back and forth, and Team 2 would have been on the last cap right there with no overtime remaining. But as Scion was able to open up, they were able to finish off, and that's going to give them the 1-0 lead here.
And now Team 2 coming in with an unorthodox look, the double shields in play, but the Reinhardt out, not able to stop that Bionade from Supreme, and Scion cleaning up off the back of that.
And once again, though, Cohesion was in deep on the beginning of that fight. The Doomfist damage put out, he was at 55%, and Supreme and Niche were just able to clean up with that damage. They were on the kill feed, but Cohesion was just putting out massive damage on that Doomfist right there and really softened him up.
And we saw the coordination there between Scion with Niche and Supreme. The halt into the biotic grenade was perfect. It shuts down Team 2, and they already have to give up on that May composition they rolled out with.
Yeah, didn't last very long at all. Here's an opening pick now from PG1 on the Sigma, was able to take Cohesion out, a huge damage dealer, and Wannabe going to make it a second one here as Kalman's going to go down. So an opportunity for Scion to make the flip here. We've seen a ton of back and forth already tonight. The blue kill feed still going that way, and even before everybody goes down, they do get the flip. Take Me League kind of trying to hide out in the background a little bit, but he does finally get peeked off there. So, man, these fights are just going kind of almost exactly how I'd expect an extremely high-tier fight to go. If it's just the team that gets the first pick just always seems to win the fight just beautifully. They're doing a great job at communicating.
And there it was, Cohesion overstepping a little bit, going in too deep on top of Team 2, trying to find that pick, but ends up getting taken down himself. This time, Wannabe going to go down first, and that has Team 2 on the retreat.
Yeah, Take Me League repositioning up into the top point. Cohesion did drop a meteor strike there, but to no avail, as no extra kills came out of it. But it did push Team 2 off the point enough that Scion's able to retake even before this fight is over, as that is huge because that's going to earn them tons of free percentage here. Wannabe and Nick, though, are trying to keep it in here. The two DPS from Team 2, they're able to take Me League out of the game. Canister will be coming down now for Niche. Lots of damage coming out now for Scion, and they're just fighting all over the point. But that beginning take from Scion is just doing huge numbers right now as the percentage just continues to go up as this fight is all over the place.
And everyone's still trying to stick around here. Team 2 kind of retreating, regrouping a bit, giving Nick an opportunity to find a couple picks. They use the Gravitic Flux to seal the deal. They will get the retake, but as you said, they lost so much percentage that they could be in a massive advantage right now, but let it go mid-fight.
Yeah, that fight never really ended. It just kind of trickled on the whole time, but Scion definitely coming out on top. I mean, they earned a good solid 25% there, I feel like, on that fight, and that's almost like a full retake. So, I mean, they took it, and then Simi won the fight just because the percentage took so long. So Team 2 really going to have to make a big stop here. We've seen tons of trading back and forth. Team 2 going to have to lock it down for this defense.
They are going to have the Coalescence ready to go. It will be unleashed, but Cohesion already doing the damage.
Yeah, the meteor strike came out, opened up. Lucio's going to be out of here. Wannabe tried to return the favor as Cohesion does go down, but it's not going to be enough at the moment as Niche was able to get a pick off onto the Reaper for Team 2 as well. Orisa trying to do all she can, hiding in the background there. Devil just to staying alive as long as possible. Now, Team 2 is up to 81% now. If they can do a quick retake here, they will be in prime position to be taking this one home as Scion continues to get on this high ground and group back up towards the door over here.
Pretty much, and almost getting taken down there is Supreme going out for some poke damage, potentially in a dangerous spot, but gets back, and now Team 2 coming in, trying to find an opening.
Cohesion lifts Devil away from the team. Orisa got put all the way up onto the top ropes right there. Cohesion just lifts him up there, but it doesn't matter as Wannabe able to get the extra fist onto Take Me League, and PMA Jellies are going to go down as well. So players falling on both sides here, but we are coming up to that 99% overtimer any minute now. Is Team 2 going to be able to retake it? And they are. So the fight not over, but this time going in favor of Team 2. Cohesion getting a nice little pick onto CJ right there, getting out and getting healed back up before coming back into the fight once again. The Death Blossom does come out from Take Me League. It's going to be a double kill, triple with the help of the Meteor Strike from Cohesion, and that should be a retake for Scion just as they get to 97% here. And Team 2 is going to have to get back very fast.
And Scion played that so patiently through that last fight. They secure the kills that they need to win. They're willing to give up the flip if it means they win the fight. That's exactly what happens. They come back in with Niche's supercharger, and it is able to give the added punch that they need for Take Me League to finish it off with the Death Blossom.
Oh, this is that play I was just laughing about. Orisa was up on the top right there, got lifted completely up from that fight as Cohesion was just getting in there, man. He was all over the place. Cohesion just did not afraid at all, and I think Team 2 just not able to punish it entirely. Those extra long-range heals from Ana consistently coming out at the beginning of the fight there. And you talked about it when Ana had her ult, just go in and just not scared at all. So Cohesion, no fear on the Doomfist, just diving in those backlines.
He's playing with confidence right now, and you can't really blame him. I mean, everything we've seen of this guy so far has just been him on a tear at the moment. Whether he's playing the Pharah or the Doomfist, he knows how to find ways to make an impact. Throughout the series, he comes up big there on Nepal for his team. They're playing so well around him to enable Cohesion, to set him up for opportunities to do all of this damage and to really carry the team. And so far, they are looking incredibly strong again here.
Yeah, very much so. Shout out to Team 2, though, man. They put up a performance right there. They got 2-0'd on Nepal right there, but it was back and forth the whole time. I mean, 99% right at the end, just barely got to 99.99 at the end of that second fight. And Nick's been doing a really good job on Reaper. The kill feed has just been getting lit up with Reaper. He's been getting those ults quite a bit. I'd like to see a little bit more from Wannabe. Wannabe on that, trying to keep up with Cohesion's Doomfist that we've seen and talked about so much already. Even last week, we saw Cohesion on the Doomfist. It's just been really, really substantial. So I think Wannabe going to have to try to take out Cohesion by himself, or Team 2 really just going to have to focus on getting those early picks together. I think if they can get a nice pick off onto Scion to start off each fight, obviously it's going to give them a 6v5 advantage. But if they can just take out Cohesion or Take Me League, I think it's going to put them in huge advantages every time they go into a fight.
And I think there are definitely opportunities for them to find those DPS picks at the beginning of a fight, especially on the Cohesion. That guy is playing so aggressively right now, and there were moments where Team 2 able to focus him down when he gets a bit separated from the rest of Scion. He gets a bit over eager to go in and find those cooldowns to build up shields, build up his ult charge. He can step a bit too far at times. So Team 2, if they could kind of focus on that, try to punish him a little bit more, maybe that's an avenue for them to fight their way back in this series. They're going to be taking us to Temple of Anubis for map number 2 here. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments they can make to try to shut down Cohesion and to make this a real competitive match.
Right. I think this will be... I have a guess that we're going to see a couple of attacks on this round, just based on how good the teams are going into each fight. Smart. They're going in and they know if they can get one opening pick, they can just focus fire the rest of the members down and really start. I mean, we just saw so many trades back and forth on the control points. I think we're going to see some really fast, aggressive attacks here and maybe go back and forth a few times. I could bite my words. We could have a huge stall out on CP2 here, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think they're really going to have to focus down on Cohesion. We saw a couple times where Cohesion was getting focused down, and he just played so smart. He knew exactly how long he could stay in the fight before he gets knocked out. or he would know exactly how long he's staying there when he's got his Meteor Strike up and use his Meteor Strike defensively just to get out and survive with 10% HP or less. I think I saw that at least twice when he used Meteor Strike defensively just to stay alive, even though he's playing so overly aggressive. And another thing about Temple of Anubis could be an opportunity for some big Ana plays. They don't have the pick right now as we're getting into the match, but I think Ana, a lot of sight lines here, can stay back and throw out some just massive healing from afar on here.
Yeah, I would definitely not be surprised to see Supreme break that out on the defense, especially. You know, the Batiste also great for that kind of role right now. But we do have an interesting defensive setup coming out from the side of Team 2. You know, they need to try to win this map to avoid going down 2-0, to avoid the possibility of the 3-0 sweep, and they're going to turn to the Mei here. No Doomfist in the lineup. Maybe it's not something they're comfortable with entirely. You know, they are a little bit hesitant to play it. Going to have Nick on the Mei instead.
Oh, a huge halt, and then PMA Jellies gets all the way behind him and boops him off their high ground, so they were safe up there on defense behind the shield, but a great halt and a good combo from Nitch and PMA Jellies just knocks him completely off the high ground, and now it's madness. Nobody going down yet. They're doing a very good job of staying together, and there's Cohesion on the board with the first pickoff as Orisa will go down for Scion now.
Yeah, and I think this is pretty much over there. They're too spread out at this point for Team 2 to really make any kind of comeback at this point. And really, it was all over from the beginning of that fight. PMA Jellies, with the huge play, they're able to secure the pick onto the Mei immediately without the slow, without the wall, without the DC that she can provide to a team. You know, Team 2, they just crumble.
Yeah, and it was such a good play. I loved seeing it at the beginning. It caught me off guard right at the beginning with just a beautiful halt up and over the shield. Lucio was all the way around behind him. Just a great right click, knocked them all off the edge, and then it was just over from there. Here we come into the capture point 2. Cohesion with the Meteor Strike, going to drop in the background. Supreme with the Coalescence out, as well as CJ. Both of them going hard on the Moira here. They have their ults up already. Kalman going to be the first one on the board, though. Make it 2 now as Wannabe will go down as well. And Cohesion out of the fight here, so Team 2 will be able to stall out on this long defense. On the easy run backs here is Scion trying to get set up on the point. Maywall to separate them, but not quite what they were needing there. The Flux coming out from Kalman, not able to grab very many players on that, and now Team 2 able to get respawned on this point and start setting back up for a solid defense. Big freeze on the Niche, not going to be able to get taken out right there, and Team 2, or excuse me, Scion just not giving up on this aggression. The respawns have come in. Lucio will go down. The Supercharger will go down as well. Does get picked off. Not before doing enough damage, though, as Supreme and Cohesion are going to be on the board here for a double kill. Are they going to be able to finish it off? The Death Blossom coming out from Wannabe and the Coalescence from CJ. How are they still in this? Because they're able to retake and now once again clear him off the point. It's just going to be Kalman. And now he will finally go down, and Team 2 able to stall out there. So a good respawn and a good hold as Scion came in hard.
Yeah, they get just enough done in that opening fight. They take down Cohesion, are able to force a small retreat from the side of Scion, allows time for those respawns to get back in position, and eventually they're just able to hold out. That Death Blossom from from Wannabe is what really seals the deal for them, and now they get to set up for the long haul.
I know Moira has a quick ult recharge, but CJ's been doing a very good job of getting that ult up. Cohesion as well with another Meteor Strike. Going to try to open the door in the background now, trying to take Supreme out of this fight, or excuse me, CJ out of this fight. He gets Wannabe instead, so big DPS going down here. CJ will have a Coalescence up once again. Supreme going to pop it, and they're both going off now. The Moiras with the beams going to be fighting each other here, trying to keep each other alive. A lot of red players for Scion on this point here, but the quick respawns, Wannabe's already back in this fight now as they're trading back and forth, but Supreme going to take him out. So Wannabe going to go down to the Moira, and all players are up for Scion. Team 2 just trying to stall out as long as they can on this very short run back, and it's going to have to take a lot more for Scion to clear him out, I think.
Yeah, the sound barrier now coming out from PMA Jellies to get Scion back in this fight. They've got the reinforcements, but Take Me League goes down just as they're reinforcing, and they are just not going to be able to hang on. Once again, these long, drawn-out fights are leaving Scion in a rough position. They're losing a lot of time here.
Yeah, Scion's been doing a really good job of getting in here and getting those picks like we saw in the control point maps, but on this map, the run backs are not even, so the couple of picks are not going to do it. You're going to have to go in here with some big ults, some great coordination, and get a full clear on this Anubis capture or CP2 right here, because the run backs on defense are just so short. You can just stall for so long. We haven't even seen anything like the Hammond stall out at all. They've just been respawning and getting back into the fight.
And now the Supercharger, the Death Blossom wannabe, coming up huge. Gets 5 for his troubles.
Yeah, gets 5, a huge clear. That's what Scion needs to do on offense, but they did use 2 big ultimates for that. Supercharger and the Death Blossom go down, but they've got the May Blizzard and the Coalescence just sitting in the background. Lucio going to be up for Magic Mate Ball as well. So a lot of ults still in their charge, but look, as we see now, Scion starting to stockpile those ults. 4 of them up. PMA Jellies and Supreme slipping over to the Brigida.
Man, this dude just plays everything, doesn't he? Now going over to the Brigida, opening up with the Gravitic Flux is Cowman. Doesn't find anything, but the Supercharger out as well.
Cohesion going to get that opening pick on Wannabe like they want. Are they going to be able to convert on the rest of this? Going to get a second one with the Meteor Strike. Devil with a little bit of response as Cowman will go down here. The Blizzard coming out as well, and that's going to make it a couple more for the side of Team 2 to hold on to this defense. Cohesion still in this background causing madness, though. He hasn't gone down yet. He's trying to get picked off. Devil is all over him and will finally finish him off right there. Still able to hold on. 3 ultimates invested for Scion, and the point is still standing.
Well, I mean, you said it before the map started. You wanted to see more out of Wannabe. Well, I think we are getting that here. Now making that swap over to the Reaper, not having to go head-to-head against Cohesion on the Doomfist, and it's improved things dramatically here for Team 2, looking strong on this point B defense. We're now down to a minute after Scion started this with about 6 to go.
Yeah, it's been a really good hold, and the run back, I mean, on the short run back is extremely impressive, but they're doing such a good job of stalling. You talked about it. Wannabe comes out swinging once again, going to take the Orisa out of the fight. Take Me League, mad about it, tries to take out the enemy Reaper there as Wannabe will fall, but the kill feed is just all blue here. The run back's going to be in their favor. Only one more chance for Scion to try to retake this point, and a beautiful, not even a third yet on the capture point. Great hold right now from Team 2.
And it's not like Scion is coming in here fully loaded in terms of ultimates. You know, they won't have the sound barrier anytime soon with PMA Jellies making the switch. They'll have these DPS ultimates ready to go, but I think that Team 2 has enough to hold on here.
Yep, Meteor Strike just not going to be enough by itself. We're going to have a huge play from Take Me League. Cohesion in the background right now. He gets really low, but he does use the Meteor Strike defensively. Once again, he's got him pinned back here in the corner. Take Me League trying to get position in the background. Will be able to pop it off, but doesn't get any kills with it. Just takes out the Supercharger, so not what they were looking for. Cowman able to earn himself a Graviton Flux, but nothing really coming off it. They do finally get the third, but Team 2 doing a great job at just staying grouped up and growing in the background right there. But 2 kills will come out now for Scion. Is this the push they needed? The respawn's not going to be coming back in time. Here comes the stall out as PG1 is going to switch off of the Hammond. Immediately just melts down. Magic Bait Ball trying to stay on top of the point as much as possible. Just a little bit more. The Death Blossom will come out. Not going to be enough with 0 seconds on the clock. Scion will finally take it.
Okay. Sorry, Team 2. I didn't mean to do that to you.
The caster's curse, guy. The caster's curse.
That one's on me. That's my B. I still believe in you guys, but yeah, that's my fault there. Unfortunate circumstances there at the end for Team 2. They don't really get anything out of the Supercharger, which was kind of the big ultimate they had going into that fight. They get forced back into this small room, and you know, Scion able to keep their cool in the final moments here on Anubis, finish out the map, and that is massive. To go from no progress on point B to 2 points at the very end there when things were looking dire. That's you know, an incredible turnaround there for Scion. It keeps them in this map in a real way, and now gives them a good shot to take home the victory on Anubis.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a big door has been opened now for Team 2. They did such a good job, and even though the point got taken, 0 seconds left, it's just such an opportunity now to take advantage of. And Shy, I'm looking at these hero picks, man. I'm already distracted. This is looking solid. We got Bastion coming out for Take Me League on defense. Cohesion going to be on that Farah as well. Supreme on the Baptiste. I'm liking this holdout. What do you think about this defensive hero lineup?
No, this is an incredibly strong lineup here on the first point of Anubis. So hard to crack through. And it really just comes down to, is Team 2 prepared for this kind of attack? They're rolling out with the May Reaper once again. That's kind of the preferred way for a lot of teams to combat the Bastion. Use that May wall to provide some cover, to lift him up above the shields. It's not working out great so far here, as Cohesion already doing his job, finding the pick on a Magic 8 Ball as they try to make their enters.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Team 2. They came out with Widow, and I don't know who Nick was on, not on May, but they immediately swapped. As soon as they saw the kind of tank setup from the Bastion and the Pharah, they immediately swapped off and tried to go something a little bit more team-oriented. But yeah, Cohesion doing a great job with that Pharmacy. Just got a huge pick-off right there. They had to wait all that time for PMA Jellies, or excuse me, for Magic 8 Ball to come back and respawn. But once again, Cohesion going to get the opening pick here, takes the Devil out of the game. Orisa will go down. Immortality Field is dropped on the point here now as well for Scion, and that should be an easy stall-out hold, as Team 2 going to have to find some serious footing to capture his first point, it looks like.
No, they definitely need to find answers here, and it's such a hard thing to do. I don't want to kind of trivialize this defensive setup. It's so powerful at the moment. If you can't close the distance on the Take Me League, then you're never going to be able to deal with the Bastion. But all the while, you've got Cohesion peppering you with rockets, taking people out before they can even get into place, and doing a great job of focusing down the right targets.
Oh, another big pickoff for Cohesion, though. They just cannot get in this doorway. Cohesion doing such a good job at doing exactly what he needs to be doing right now. Just looking for those solo target picks, making it a 5v6, and stalling out the push before it even begins. I would like to give a shout out. I say this every time it comes up, and I'm going to continue to say it every time it comes up. I love teams that try and do something a little bit different if it's not working out for them. They've already swapped off. They got Wannabe on Hanzo, Nick swapping over to the Pharah to try to do a little bit of the air dogfights. And this may not work either, and it doesn't matter. I love teams that use the ability of Overwatch to do a little bit of a hero swap to try and get something else going for them.
Well, now that they've made those swaps, they've got to find results, but they're pushing into so much power on the side of Scion. The barrage in from Cohesion, only finding one, but he's going to get Rez back into the fight.
Yep, Wannabe was on the ball right there. Took an arrow to the face as soon as he heard the barrage come out, but it wasn't enough time, as he already got one of the pickoffs. We saw it Take Me League on Bastion was getting another one there. And the quick res from PMA Jellies on Mercy on that great long defense, as he's able to get that res and not have to wait for that run back. So no opportunity for Team 2 to get in here before he gets back in time.
No, but Team 2 finally going to be coming online with some of their own ultimates. Unfortunately, they did use the Coalescence in that last engagement. Now the Flux out from PG1 doesn't find anything. They're running out of time here.
Yeah, takes Baptiste out. I think they were trying to lift him up and over the shield, but they just didn't get the picks they wanted. Wannabe wasn't able to land entirely. And Cohesion is just so comfortable right now, knew that a couple teammates were down, and just pushes all the way out. A late snag onto Wannabe, so Hanzo will go down. CJ about to fall as well. Gets back safely and doesn't go down to Cohesion right there. And they've got about one more chance to try and do this on point one, or Scion going to be taking this home with a good hold.
And now Nick making a late swap onto the Symmetra. They have to have something in mind to use this teleporter to get around the Bastion, but he gave up a barrage to do so, and now there's one from Cohesion, finds three.
Yeah, much better Cohesion, or a much better barrage this time for Cohesion. Wannabe came in with the Dragon Strike, just a little bit too late though. The Supercharger was already down, the damage had already been done, and it just wasn't enough to knock him off this point. Now we're trying a little bit of craziness now. PJ1 on the Hammond brings CJ all the way in the back, so they are behind him. They are a little bit spread out here, a little bit of last-ditch effort coming out from Team 2. Going to try to spread out the team and see if they can get some picks, but they're not going to take it, as 2 make it 3 kills coming out now for Team 2, or for Scion, excuse me. And Take Me League finally popping that ultimate, a full hold coming out, and Scion taking game number 2, and I'd say that time handedly.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when there's no answer to the Bastion on the other side, and Team 2 not able to break through here on Anubis. It's hard to blame them, because, I mean, we've seen teams at all levels of competition fail to deal with the Bastion as of late. I mean, you think about the Vancouver Titans in the Overwatch League Grand Finals. They couldn't handle the Bastion in a lot of cases, and so it's definitely a difficult task for a lot of teams at the moment. And it's crushing from Scion. They are overwhelming there on Anubis, and now they find themselves 2-0 up.
Yeah, I really think the only like chance that I could think of in my head, and it's just like theory crafting. It's not as easy to perform as you can talk about. But take a page out of Scion's opening push that we saw, where they did the great halt over the shield, and somehow PMA Jellies was able to get around behind and knock him off. If you could knock that Bastion and Orisa off that top little lip right there, maybe start spreading them out a little bit, gives you a little bit of opportunity on offense. Now, once again, way easier said, talked about than done, but they got to have something to break up that just huge shield comp when you're sitting there just protecting your Bastion over and over again. But then, I mean, on top of that, you've got Pharmacy just floating around up top, just a boosted cohesion, just picking off all your sideline heroes. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams run the Bastion Pharah comps, but it really takes it to another level when you've got a Pharah as good as Cohesion. When you have got someone who is like an expert on this hero, it takes the power of that comp to another level, because then you have just got these two hyper lethal threats in the Bastion and that damage boosted Pharah, and there's no good answers in terms of where do you focus your attention, what heroes do you play to try to counter them. There are no easy answers there, and unfortunately for Team 2, they weren't able to find it there on Anubis. We'll see if they have better luck as we head into Busan for the final map of the series. But before we get there, I do want to remind everyone at home, scroll down below Twitch stream right now, and you can vote for your MVP of the series so far, or at the end of the night, you can come back, vote for your MVP of the entire series, make your voice heard, give a little bit of props to one of these players. A lot of good choices so far here tonight. We've seen some incredible individual performance.
Yeah, I agree. I think they've been really strong. Wannabe, I said it, you mentioned it, that I would like to see a little bit more out of him after that first control point back and forth at Nepal. Stepped it up on that one, I think. I think he was doing a lot better on that one, especially on their defensive hold, was playing very well. I love that Team 2 is trying to do a couple different hero swaps, though. They've tried this Mei. Last game, it didn't work out for them on the attack, but they did a hero swap. They tried something else, and I just always applaud teams who do that and try to use it. It's something that's sometimes unique to Overwatch in the competitive scene, where you can just on the fly, on the hop, change up your whole comp and try a new strategy. So we'll see what they can do. They had a better, good performance on Nepal compared to what we just saw there on Anubis. So here at Busan with Capture Point, let's see what they can bring out.
And here on Mecha Base, that Mei pick has always been one to be viable here. We'll see if they can make it work for them. The wall separated Cohesion from the rest of the team, but they can't really capitalize and Wannabe going down first.
Yep, the doppelganger of Take Me League going to take him out. Cohesion did a great job at getting back safe. I'm curious if that was a call out, or if he was just kind of the game awareness, heard the ice wall go up, knew he was separating, just immediately got out. But Take Me League going to clean up the rest here. Talked about it on those points earlier at Nepal. The first opening kill usually dictates the rest of the fight, and currently no change here on this first one.
Yeah, and you can't afford for Wannabe to be the first. That's your frontline damage basically gone in an instant. He peeks his head around the ice wall a bit too far, gets punished for it. Now can he find redemption?
Oh, Take Me League was almost the one caught out there. There's another good ice wall separating him, but he was able to get all the way back in behind with his fade and was able to safely get there. Now Kalman out a little bit too far, will go down as CJ was able to poke him down, but Cohesion getting the payback, says don't knock down my Sigma. I'm taking out CJ and your own Sigma. As he's going to get a double, make it a triple as Nick going down as well. Cohesion just all over the board on this fight. Now a quad. Somebody stop this man as he gets a fifth one. PMA Jelly's going to take the full team kill away from him there, but Cohesion on a rampage.
Yeah, he's feeling himself right now, absolutely. And, can you blame him just really destroying Team 2 in that last fight, making all the right reads, all the right plays, coming in for another slam here, gets out safely, but now the supercharger committed from Devil.
Yep, Devil dropping that extra damage, the Flux coming out to try and slow him down just a little bit here from from Kalman. Was distracted there. Niche frozen on the point here, opportunity to take him down. Wannabe gonna get traded out there, takes Cohesion out, so the big damage dealer for Scion is now down. An opportunity here to retake. The Death Blossom will come out for Take Me League, gonna be able to take off two though, so the momentum that Team 2 had going right there just slowed down immediately. as they took out one DPS, but the second one just comes up from behind and finishes them off.
Yeah, and I mean, Takes Me League wants to throw his hat into the discussion here as well. Cohesion has been lighting it up tonight, but the DPS partner just as lethal there for Scion, and now they're one fight away from getting to match point here on Busan.
Yep, Devil tried to come in and stall with the Hammond. Unfortunately, gets knocked off the edge there just a little bit. Nick gonna drop the Blizzard on the point, not able to get anything. PMA Jellies with those great environmental heads up, takes Nick out. The rest of the team will start to follow suit. Wannabe trying to get a Death Blossom, does get two right there, still alive, as CJ gonna try to keep him up right there. He finally will fall, and Devil has gotten the respawn back all the way back here with Hammond. Gonna try to stall out the overtimer as long as possible, but I think this one should be going in favor of Scion right here, and there officially it is. Overtime comes in though. Somehow, Nick gets back here, switches off the May, gets all the way up here on the Doomfist. They're trying to trickle in. PJ1 on the Diva, not able to fall down in time. That overtimer is just immediately ticked down, and Scion will go up 1-0 on Busan.
Indeed they will, and now an opportunity to close out yet another 3-0 sweep here for Scion. You know, they've shown us so far that they are a team to be reckoned with, and continuing that impressive showing here tonight against Team 2 on a roll at the moment, and it just doesn't seem like anything can stop them.
Yeah, right now, man, they just seemed... I mean, this is a closer match than I think we saw last week from Magna, where I feel like Team 2 has given them a little bit of fight, but maybe that's even starting to wear off a little bit. I mean, the back and forth on Nepal a little bit, they were doing great trades, but every time Scion seemed like they knew where they were. They had the patient game. They came out on top. Anubis just seemed so impressive. And now, again, maybe another 2-0 here to make a 3-0 match sweep, as Scion just looks so good. Their team coordination and their reliance on their just strong players is just very impressive.
Okay, well, Team 2 trying to turtle up here on the point. Now they burst out trying to get aggressive takedown. Cowman, they get onto Niche as well, so they come out with a nice set play here on Busan and are able to win this first fight.
Yeah, Wannabe on the Tracer as well. We've got Devil on the Reinhardt, so pretty interesting comp compared to what we normally see. Still getting those kills on the kill feed right now. PMA Jellies was able to pick up Orisa in that fight, but it didn't matter. They are able to clean him out. So, Team 2 will take the first cap here on game number 2. They're not going down without making their name at least known a little bit here. They're going to try to retake this and start working on that sweep in the other direction. As no ults ready for Scion as we're coming in this next fight. CJ with the Coalescence up, and Wannabe going to have that grenade quite soon.
And this is just a fascinating setup coming out here from Team 2. They just sit underneath on the point here. There's no way for Scion to take the point without going in to kill these players. And how do they find the angle? If anyone gets too close, they just collapse on top of them. This is working quite well so far, but can they hold out?
Yeah, the shields are starting to go down now. Now Cohesion with the barrage, and hiding in that hole might be their downfall, as tons of damage comes loaded out right there. The barrage not the only thing on the kill feed, but tons of damage. The shields were burnt down, so great patience from Scion there. They knew exactly how to play it, and Shy Guy, I agree with you. I think it was a good attempt right there, but in the end, being cooped up in one area did eat them.
Yeah, I mean, it nets them 45% or 46% here on downtown, so they've gotten off to a hot start. They're going to have a lot of ultimates coming online, but it's not exactly like Scion are without tools of their own.
Yeah, they've got a full lineup. Take Me League, the only one that doesn't have an ult really right now, as we already saw Cohesion's barrage. But Wannabe opening up here with a nice double, gets the ultimate, then the punch onto Niche, but Niche immediately gets res. PMA Jellies is just all over those reses on the Orisa. It's a good job there. Nick going to get another pickup, and Wannabe going to get a third one in this fight. Wannabe on the Tracer just going off, getting tons of eliminations, and they will be able to retake here even before they get matched on the percentage.
I mean, that's just a huge individual play coming out from Wannabe right there. He starts the fight off by landing the Pulse Bomb onto Supreme as he's using the Coalescence. Completely denies out that ultimate. The healing on the ground gone for Scion at that point. The flip comes through pretty easily for Team 2, and they're going to go right back to the turtle strategy here. I think this time it should be enough to build them up to the 90s, get them into one-fight territory.
I agree with you. And the swap's coming out now from Scion as well. Cowman swapping over to the Monkey, but the barrage is going to be so strong once again. Not going to earn him as much percentage this time, as Cohesion is able to stay up during the entire ultimate and will clear him out of there. So a quick swap, but 78% right now for Team 2, ahead by about 30. So they're going to have to get a quick swap here and then win one good defensive fight to take this game home, or at least this round.
All right, they are going with a little bit of a kind of a recent throwback here with the pulled pork look. They just want to find one pick. They're trying to focus down Cowman. He jumps out, barely escapes with his life, and now the fight can really begin.
CJ with a great pickoff onto Cohesion, but the res coming out from Jellies immediately, just not wasting any time at all. The Blizzard on the point, but not going to pick up anybody as the players are just on top and not getting slowed down at all. Cowman getting very low onto the Winston. Finally does fall to the Mei for Nick. Supreme was extremely low there as well for Ana. Ana will go down, but there's the barrage once again from Cohesion. Picks up one. Take Me Lee going to make it a second. Also has the Death Blossom in his pocket. And a couple more coming out as Scion going to be able to hold this out. Is Team 2 even going to be able to get back here in time?
I don't see it happening. No one is on a fast enough hero at this point. PG1 might be able to swing in at the last second, but the focus fire is in. He can't make it. And Scion come away with the win. An interesting strategy there from Team 2 with their backs against the wall. They literally put their backs against the wall there on Busan, but Cohesion just too ready for it. Multiple barrages ended any hope that Team 2 had of bringing it back, and Scion continue their dominant run through the upper bracket.
Man, it seems like one of those like main mechanics that, you know, if you play Overwatch, you just understand is you need to earn your ultimate fast, right? Like that's your job, is get your ultimate up. It's a huge, amazing swing ability. So you got to earn that ultimate and get it up. But Cohesion just does it so well. I mean, regardless of what hero he's on Doomfist, he's going aggressive. He's getting in there and earning himself a meteor strike. So he can either get aggressive and get out safely or just load in damage. He's on the Pharah. He's just raining in rockets anywhere he can sneak them in to get those barrages, just to make those huge plays. So I mean, they were just looking so good. Scion, and I think you said it before, I'm going to quote you, what's going to stop them, man? They're just looking so strong right now in this bracket.
Well, we'll perhaps get an answer for who is going to, get a shot to stop them in our next match tonight. But before we get there, we are going to be joined now for a little bit of a post-match interview. A member of the victorious Scion eSports, Niche, is joining us. Welcome. Show, my man.
Yo, what's up, dude?
Not much. We just got the pleasure of seeing you guys come back and once again come away with the sweep here tonight. I gotta ask. This is the first event that I have gotten to see you guys come together and play as a team. Is this what you guys expected to come in here and immediately find this much success?
For me personally, I've kind of been expecting this. We've been taking a lot of time to build the roster. We were brought in, me, Cohesion, and Slump Duke, which you saw in the last match, and we've slowly, taken a long process to actually building a team that we think could actually progress potentially to trials and actually, get a lot of, wins behind our back in tournaments and stuff like that. So, yeah, honestly, not to sound cocky or anything, but I am not surprised that we are playing well and we are building the synergy very quickly.
Yeah, it seems to be the case, man. You guys are coming through and just slaying out. Are you guys, you say you've been building the team for a while. Does that mean you guys have been playing for a while, or have you guys just been kind of picking out good roster members and now you kind of just putting it together recently?
I wouldn't go as far to say that we've been playing for a long time. Me and Cohesion have been playing for a while, but it's been more like a long process of finding the right players. Our current roster isn't something we've been playing with for a long time. Last time we played, you heard Cohesion say that, we didn't scrim for about a few weeks, we haven't had all that much practice together. The practice we have had together has looked pretty similar to, our results from our matches. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's looking good. My one specific play call out, hopefully you remember, was on you guys' attack on Anubis, where you were on Orisa and you got a great halt up and over the shield, and PMA Jellies were able to come around behind with a nice boop. Was that a strategized thing? Do you guys practice that, or is that just hey, I'm going to sneak around behind him and boop him off this top hill?
Yeah, that's something we've run a few times in scrims, and we've run it in a tournament once before. I want to say it's worked pretty well almost every time we've run it. It looked good, man. Cheeky. It's a last resort. it's kind of like a if we wanted to steamroll. That's why we wanted the attack first. You know, last time we played on the broadcast, y'all were talking about why we wanted attack first, and it really is because we want that steamroll intimidation kind of potential. It kind of helps us know how much we have to defend because we have different strategies that we like to do for defense. Obviously, the Bastion strat is something we've been, I think, very good at executing. So it kind of helps us determine what kind of strat we want to do depending on our time bank and. When we attack first, it kind of gives us a good reference on what we're looking to hold.
Nice. I think that's opposite of what the normal strategy is in terms of that. So I'm glad we got some clarification because me and Shy, you're right, man. It's cool to see that you guys go back and rewatch the broadcast. It sounds like.
Yeah.
But we were totally trying to figure out like, man, maybe they just want to keep the hype, man. They just want to keep it going. So that's cool to hear. So.
Yeah. So I want to ask you guys. I mean, or ask you what the kind of thought process is for at Preem in terms of his hero picks on the flex support, playing a lot of Ana throughout the series when she's not really meta, picking up Brigitte at one point in the series. I think you're the first team I have seen really try to run the Brigitte at all in the current meta. So what is kind of the thought process there?
As far as the Ana, it really is just another like fight winning thing. It's just like another win condition for us basically. A lot of teams use the Moira and I find that they don't use it efficiently. The Coalescence, they don't use Moira as another win condition for them. Most of the time they play it for sustain. We have a more aggressive play style, I'd want to say, when we're running that Reaper Doom at least. So the Ana gives us like a lot of room for us to get nades and get nano, like especially like it allows us to be aggressive on the nades, and if like I drop low, because I play a very aggressive style, I want to say, with my Orisa shield positioning. If I get low, they just nano me, and then it's like I'm unkillable, and all their focus is on me. It just creates so much room. We find a lot of value with the Ana. As far as the Brig goes, that's more on them. Like I kind of don't have to deal with that decision making. I don't know what they're running sometimes when they do the Brig, but I don't know. We haven't tested it enough to like actually find just how useful it is, but as far as the Ana pick, I am pretty confident in the majority of our series with our Ana pick. It's not just a throw them on the Ana kind of thing.
Oh, definitely not. Like it seems like something that you guys are playing around a lot right now, so it's cool to see you guys being willing to go outside the box a little bit right now. And I'm really enjoying the opportunities that we've had to see you guys play. And up next we're gonna have a match between Turbulence and Ink to see who you guys are gonna be going up against next. Are you familiar at all with either of those teams?
Not really. I kind of have just briefly watched the broadcast to get a feel for the team we were playing today for Team 2. As well, Magneterra, I kind of watched some of their games after we played against them. I don't know. I haven't heard of the teams. I haven't been playing in these kinds of tournaments for super long, so I'm not super familiar with a lot of the players. We weren't familiar with the players today, so not really familiar with them, but I'm
didn't seem to worry you guys too much though.
Yeah. No, we definitely have a lot of confidence in our team. There have been times in scrims in the past where we've had like lackluster confidence, but it's kind of between like a few of the players, we get the morale up, and we always come in with confidence by the second game every single time. Nice.
Well, Shy, you got anything else you got to get off your mind for Niche here tonight?
No, I just we'll give you an opportunity now to give some shout outs to plug streams, anything like that you'd like to do at this time. That's what we're.
Well, there's a few players I'd like to shout out, obviously. I'd like to shout out Autumn Souls. He's been my teammate for a very long time. He doesn't play with us on this team, but he actually took part in assembling the roster, and he helped me a lot with that, and I really appreciate him for, giving me the opportunity with this team. Obviously, Cohesion, me and him have been teammates for a while. Very good synergy. Incredible player, just absolutely nuts on the Doom, on the Pharah. I'd like to shout out my own stream because Cohesion messed it up last time. It's actually twitch.tv/niche with 2 underscores and then OW. So if you want to see some mediocre main tank ladder gameplay, you know where it's at. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for having me on. I appreciate the questions.
Yeah, man. Thanks for giving us some insight, man, and talking about it a little bit. I love hearing different play styles and hearing kind of what your thought processes are, especially from newer teams. And I save all my VODs, so I can't wait to, like, if I see you guys in the future come back and watch, just be like, dude, I interviewed that guy. I was there for that, man. I got to hear what he's talking about. So thanks for coming on, man. I'm glad you enjoyed the broadcast, and see you. Good luck in the future. I think Shy, I think we're gonna catch them next week as well. It sounds like too.
I believe we will be back for a third straight Scion eSports game. So I've come to enjoy these first two. So I'm very excited to get to see you guys once again. So thank you once again for giving us a little bit of your time, and go have a little bit of celebration with your team here tonight.
Oh man, thank you guys so much.
All right, well, Wes, that was quite an opening series here tonight. But
yeah, man.
We're not done.
We're not. We got another game coming at you here on Star Esports Live. Gonna be a little bit of break in the broadcast. Me and Shy I'm gonna go get some water, man. Stretch my legs a little bit. If you're at home watching, you should do that as well. Make sure you get up, stretch your legs a little bit. But we'll be coming back at you at 9 p.m. Eastern. So come back and check out the broadcast. We're gonna have Turbulence versus Inked. First time that I've seen either one of them, so should be a good one is coming up there. Me and Shy Guy once again taking you through it. So make sure you come back. Check out the channel as well. If you guys are just passing through, click that follow button. Make sure you come back. You know when we're live all the time. Check out the Twitter, same Twitter handle as well, Star Esports Live. And then also, if you really want to get the best information, just go ahead and join the Discord. Check it out. A lot of good information there. Always updates about when the stream is going live. Get in there and find some scrim matches. Maybe start getting your own team going. We're going to have a little bit of break after this brawl in terms of events, but it'll be coming back stronger than ever, starting in 2020 once again. So get signed up and keep practicing throughout the winter months. Shy, anything else you want to say before we cat it off for a little bit?
One last little bit of information for the viewers at home. If you're wondering who you guys chose as the viewers MVP, going to be going to Devil of Team 2. Didn't come away with the win here tonight, but the tank play getting some recognition for Team 2. So congratulations to Devil, and thank you all for joining us here tonight. We will see everybody on the other side.